everyone. I am sure you must have seen bread rotting and becoming stale when kept in moist or humid conditions, isn't it? Can you name the organism responsible for the rotting of bread? Yes, it is fungi. Bread molds grow on bread and spoil it. Let's zoom in and see. We can observe some fine thread-like structures growing on the bread. Some of these vertical threads bear a round structure on top, containing spores in them. When the fungus matures, this structure bursts and spores are released into the air. Spores are unicellular and lightweight. Hence, keep floating in the air when released. They cover long distances and are covered with a thick, hard protective coat during unfavorable conditions such as high temperature and low humidity, so that they survive for long. When favorable conditions arrive, each spore grows into a new individual. So, some fungi reproduce through spore formation. But wait, what type of reproduction is spore formation? Reproduction through spore formation is a method of asexual reproduction. In this method, identical offspring are produced by a single parent. Apart from fungi, mosses and ferns also reproduce through spore formation. There are other methods of asexual reproduction too, like fragmentation, budding, and vegetative propagation. Now, let's discuss fragmentation. What is the literal meaning of the word fragment? A fragment is a small part, broken off or separated from something. Along similar lines, when a mature part gets broken off from the body of the parent organism, as in the case of Spirogyra, it is considered a fragment. Such fragments develop into new individuals, which are identical to the parent. Algae, under favorable conditions of water and nutrients, form slimy green patches in water bodies as they multiply rapidly through fragmentation. Now, let's discuss another type of asexual method through an activity. Let's go to the lab for this. We shall take warm water in a beaker. And add a spoonful of sugar to it. We must then stir to dissolve the sugar. Now, we will add a pinch of yeast powder to this mixture. Place this beaker in a warm area for about an hour. After an hour has passed, take a drop of this liquid and place it on the glass slide. We will then place the slide under the compound microscope and observe. You will observe the formation of new yeast cells. Yeast is a unicellular organism that reproduces through bulb-like projections called buds. This process is termed as budding. This bud grows and later gets detached from the parent body to form a new yeast cell identical to the parent. Sometimes the bud does not get detached and another bud starts forming on it, ultimately forming a chain of buds. Another method of asexual reproduction is vegetative propagation, which we shall discuss in the next module. For now, let's quickly revise what we have learnt in this module. Asexual reproduction can occur through spore formation, fragmentation, budding, and vegetative propagation. Spores are unicellular, lightweight reproductive bodies that are covered with a thick and hard protective coat. Fungi, mosses, and ferns reproduce through spore formation. In fragmentation, a part or a fragment breaks off from the parent body and develops into a new individual identical to parent. Algae reproduce through this method. In budding, a tiny bud is formed on the parent's body, which grows gradually and later detaches from the parent body to form a new identical cell. This is observed in yeast.